Welcome back. Today how to hold the bow, because the request was now people saw me shooting the Manchu style bow, and I was telling in the video that I use the so-called eagle claw. And now people want to know what is the eagle claw. So the eagle claw is actually not that different from what we usually shoot here, with these three fingers clenched, these two fingers relaxed. But in my opinion, it simply depends on the draw length and length of the bow. So when I have a long Manchu bow and I draw very long, then, so eagle claw first of all. You hold the bow, these three fingers tight, thumb and index point forward. So you have here, the web is stiff and applies pressure forward. So, and of course my three fingers here press backwards, and when I shoot, then it naturally works like this. In my opinion, is because of the length of the bow, it makes sense to have this web here a little stiff and the fingers pointing forward. Feels very convenient when you do that. When you see here, I point forward, so I apply my upper fist, the root of my thumb applies pressure like this. So I have pressure here on the top part of the root of my thumb, and I press back here, so I roll, so to say, the handle around the root of my thumb, or you get the idea. So this is with the long bow and long draw length. That does make sense and it feels good. Feels great. So then, when we now go back to Arab archery or Turkish archers, they simply tell you to hold the lower three fingers tight, a clench, and these two fingers are relaxed. So this is what I shoot now. It's a short Turkish bow and 29-inch arrow. So I simply relax my fingers, and all the work is done from the pinky more. So not from the thumb and not from the index, so more from the pinky. And that feels great. If I would do now pointing forward the eagle claw with a short bow, doesn't feel right for me. So I like to have it more than these two, simply relaxed. The web is a little soft, and because the bow is short, I don't have this long lever where I have the momentum in my hand. But this is me, I can't describe it better. I hope you get what I want to say. So I relax these two, and my three fingers down there do the job. I like that. The eagle claw is not that far away from what we normally teach here, from three fingers tight to relaxed. They only have these two fingers pointing forward with a Manchu bow. And this is what you even see on these old photos. There you feel it already. When you have it in your hand, it's really harder to move around because of the length. And there, for me, it makes sense to have these two pointing forward. Then it's easier to move the bow. When I relax here, then it's I don't create this motion that easy. I hope you get this. So this is how I like it, simply relaxed, and pinky does the job. Pinky does the job. Where else here? Manchu wise, longer bows, not long bows. Thumb and index are stiff, and then the pinky does its job. So there is more. When these fingers are relaxed and the pinky does its job, then it creates a smaller radius here. When you have index and thumb stiff, then you have the whole hand as a lever against the long limbs. That feels way more natural for me. So this is my explanation of the eagle claw. Don't know if I'm right or wrong, but this is how I do it. And I think it's not that far away from how it should be. Kyoto, when you see the Japanese ones, they have the hand a little more around the handle. And their index points down. So it's not, this is some sort of between both. So they have the thumb forward and the index points down, and then they still, when they stand here, they press with the root of the thumb forward, but with a relaxed index finger until they get their motion done. I don't know how they call it again, I forgot. So this is then, you simply achieve this. You don't hold the bow like this, you turn your hand slightly outwards, and then when you stand in full draw, you apply pressure with your root of your thumb. Then you see this motion happens naturally. I hope this makes sense when you see the different length of bow, that it's more agile when I use here only these 3 fingers to control my bow. And when the bow is long and heavy and harder to move here, then it's hard with only these 3 fingers. So it's better when I press forward with index and thumb, and I have here a point, and then I have the momentum, so I can, it's easier like this. Where else with the small bow, Turkish bow or whatever, it's enough to do it only with these 3 fingers, you see. Simply get the bow and try it, and you get the feeling for it. As long as it's a small bow, this feels so natural. When it's a big bow, it feels more natural when this is, and especially when everything is straight, so then it makes sense to really point at the target, that you literally point at the target. So that's my 5 cents of the eagle claw. Thank you very much for watching, and bye.